Imagine a man walking through the streets of ancient Athens, stopping citizens and asking deep, unsettling questions. He challenges politicians, poets, and even craftsmen, pushing them to think about concepts they might have taken for granted. This man is Socrates, one of history's greatest philosophers, whose ideas laid the groundwork for Western philosophy. But what was his philosophy, and why does it still matter today? Socrates was born around 469 BC in Athens, a time when the city-state was at its peak, known for democracy, arts, and intellectual achievements. But Socrates stood apart from the rest. He didn't write down his teachings or build a school. Instead, he questioned everything. In fact, the only way we know about Socrates is through the works of his students, especially Plato, who documented his methods and ideas. One of Socrates' most important contributions to philosophy was the Socratic Method, a way of questioning and dialogue that aims to uncover deeper truths. Here's how it works. Socrates would pose a simple question like, "What is justice?" As his audience responded, he would follow up with further questions, leading them to question their assumptions. This method encourages critical thinking, pushing students to think deeply and defend their positions logically. The Socratic method is still used in modern education, particularly in law and philosophy classrooms, as a way to stimulate deeper understanding. One of Socrates' most famous quotes is, "I know that I know nothing." At first, this might sound like false humility, but it was a radical statement. Socrates believed that true wisdom comes from recognizing one's own ignorance. He often pointed out that people held strong beliefs without genuinely understanding them. This idea of acknowledging our ignorance forms the basis of Socratic wisdom and is a powerful reminder for us all, even in today's world, where we are bombarded with information. Socrates challenges us to question everything we think we know. Socrates argued that the purpose of life was to achieve eudaimonia, or a fulfilled life. But what is fulfillment, according to Socrates? For him, it was living a virtuous life, a life of good character, justice, and moral integrity. Socrates believed that true happiness could only be attained by living in accordance with virtue. For example, if we act unjustly, we might gain in the short term, but we would be harming our soul in the long run. Virtue, to Socrates, is an intrinsic good, something valuable for its own sake. Socrates' life took a tragic turn when he was accused of corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods. Despite the dangers, he refused to stop his philosophical practice. He argued that his role as a philosopher was like that of a gadfly, constantly provoking Athens into self-reflection. At his trial, Socrates chose to stand by his beliefs, even though it meant facing the death penalty. He famously said, "To fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise without being wise." In the end, Socrates was sentenced to drink poison hemlock. Socrates left an indelible mark on philosophy. His ideas influenced his student Plato, who went on to found the Academy, and inspired Aristotle, who shaped the way we study science and ethics today. His legacy lives on in the way we question and seek to understand ourselves and our world. To this day, Socrates' emphasis on questioning, ethical living, and intellectual humility reminds us of the importance of self-reflection. Whether in philosophy, science, or even daily decisions, Socrates challenges us to live examined, meaningful lives. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Socratic philosophy. Remember, Socrates' ideas are not just historical, they're tools to help us navigate our own lives. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more philosophical insights, and join us next time as we explore the works of Plato.